Today we are delving deep into the world of ancient Bible, both Old and New Testament. Though we can call it a New Testament or Old one, but the new is also old. So sorrow comes into the world as we delve into this magical yet very pragmatic life lessons of Bible. I am reading from the book Bible Stories 101 by David Kiles with beautiful illustrations. The Bible begins by telling us that everything was made by God except one thing. That one thing has been the cause of all the sorrow in the whole world since. After He had made the earth, the sky and the sea, the plants, the animals, the birds and the fishes, God made man. The name of the first man was Adam. The name of the first woman was Eve, which means the mother of all living. God has already prepared a beautiful garden to be the home of Adam and Eve. Here He meant them to be happy and free from anything that could harm them. God said to Adam, "Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day you eat of it, you shall surely die." So the first man and woman in the world were perfectly happy until something came in to spoil it all. Amongst the animals was a serpent. One day the serpent came to Eve and slyly said, "So you have been told not to eat of the trees of the garden?" "Oh no," replied Eve, "we may eat of them all except one. God has said we may not eat of that tree, neither touch it, lest we die." The cunning serpent smiled and whispered, "You won't really die." Eve listened to the serpent. The fruit looked very beautiful and ripe, so she plucked it. Then she gave some to Adam and they ate it. Immediately they both knew what sin and shame were. Everything became different and they were no longer the happy people they had been before. The happiest times in that pleasant home had been when they walked and talked with God in the garden. Now they hid from God, for they were ashamed and afraid. When God called to them, "Where are you?" Adam replied, "I was afraid and I hid myself." "Have you eaten of the fruit of the forbidden tree?" God asked him. "The woman gave me the fruit and I ate it," confessed Adam. "What is this dreadful thing you have done?" God asked the woman. "The serpent deceived me," said Eve, "so I ate of the fruit." Thus they tried to escape blame for what they had done. Then God said to Adam, "The earth is spoilt because of your sin. In sorrow and labor will you have to get your food from it. You will have to work very, very hard, and by the sweat of your brow shall you live." So they were driven from the pleasant garden home into a jungle world, and an angel stood with a flaming sword to prevent their return. Some time after they had left the garden, Adam and Eve had two sons. The elder son was Cain, and the younger Abel. Cain was a gardener, and Abel a shepherd. One day Cain brought a present of fruit and offered it to God. Abel brought a little lamb. God was pleased with Abel's offerings but not with Cain's. Cain felt very angry, but God said to him, "Why are you angry? If you give willingly, I will accept your offering also." Cain grew more and more jealous of his brother, and picking a quarrel with him, killed him one day in the field. "Where is Abel, your brother?" God asked him. "I don't know," replied Cain. "Am I my brother's keeper? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground," God replied. So Cain's wicked deed was known, and he had to wander about with a murderer's mark upon his brow. So sin and sorrow came into the world together because of Adam's disobedience. But the story of the Bible is the story of how sin and sorrow may be done away. With this beautiful lesson, we stop.